All right, I'm running 5/4 mil planks out back, and so what's happening is that it's about, I don't know, 10-foot log or so. I'm running 2 passes per, and the last one I ran out of gas just before the end of the pass. It tells me when to sharpen. So I've been seeing a lot of questions about sharpening and guys talking about can't cut this and can't cut that. So I'm going to show you how to sharpen rip chain, and if you hang in there with me long enough, I'm going to run down. This will be kind of a long video, but I'm going to run down and run another pass. So this is a 36-inch full comp. It's missing a couple of teeth, missing one here, missing one here, missing one here, missing one here. So it's missing a couple of teeth, but you can see I blacked out a tooth. I'm going to sharpen it freehand, 10 degrees. Then I'll go down and I'm going to just check the rakers quick, but I think they're low enough, because if you can see on the top, you see how much it's taken off per pass. So it's taken a pretty good bite. But yeah, I'm going to run through some of it, do a little bit of explanation, so on and so forth. So I'll let you watch for a minute, and it's the best place for you guys to watch. Try to get you a couple different views. I apologize, this show how fast I go through it too. This tripod kind of sucks, but yeah, so 10 degrees straight across. I'm going to kind of rip through it. Show you what that looks like. I'll show you some of the C's and stuff, but there's that one I just did. So right here, if you want my honest opinion, it's about 12 now. Looks like I got it over a little bit further than 10. Yep, this one's a little further than 10 too, so I'm just going to be careful with that. They don't all have to be 10. You're going to see from the finish and so on and so forth that that's true. Let's see if I can get you a better view here. I'm going to rip through a little more. I don't know how that view is. Maybe I'll try to get you a better view in a minute. The important thing, hopefully you can see this. I'll be able to focus in on my hand. The important thing is that you make sure you get these side cutters sharp. So I see a lot of people talking about their chains wandering because you don't get these side cutters sharp. And if I can get I got crap on it from my finger, but I don't know if I can get a good close-up of that tooth or what it looks like from just the swipes that I just took. So I get a real good close-up here. Come on, focus in so you can see it. Where's my camera? Okay. So again, I'm just going to rip through some. Hopefully that's a decent view there. Looks like you're kind of looking at me. These teeth feel sharp, but I could tell by the way I was getting 2 cuts per pass, and that last one I ran out of fuel before the end of the cut. So I know they were getting dulled up a little bit. I did just pull this out of the rack, and perfect 10-degree teeth there. And I didn't sharpen it before I started. Usually I put them away sharp, but this one did not have any Sharpie mark on it, so it was not sharp. That one's 0. One of the keys to doing this fast, I could just rip right through this in about 2 minutes, but I'm going to be talking, is to not let them get wiped. You know, none of these are wiped. None of the corners are dinged. I don't see any damage on the teeth at all. This isn't exactly a new file, but it's still cutting pretty good. I run velour bay files. I'm not putting any up pressure on the file right now. There's no magic to this. If I do see any damage, I'll file it out. But there's no magic to this. It's not a hard process. By the time you get your Dremel set up, I'll be done with half the chain. This one's a half a tooth. Still file the teeth that are damaged. And still take the rakers down on ones that are damaged. Hi, honey. Alright, so that's one side. If I get some shit out of the way here. Keep the view here. Show you how I go at it from the other side. If I can get my tripod to cooperate with me. Hopefully that's good. So this is the one I started with right here. Put the other side from this side. This chain looks like it had been on the grinder. I have 2 different chain grinder setups, and I still prefer hand filing to them. I like throwing a rock chain on the grinder. If one's damaged, they're really far gone. And I'm putting my side against the thing to keep the chain from moving backwards. Looking right down on top of the teeth. I'm counting my strokes just for rhythm, not for uniformity or anything. It does not matter. The teeth aren't all the same size. What I'm doing is that I'm filing these until it cleans up across the top. So if you look right straight down on this tooth right here, So as soon as that cleans up across the top in a straight line at 10 degrees, that's when I'm stopping. So if it takes 5 strokes or 8 strokes, whatever, doesn't matter. Also, a telltale sign that I was getting dull is this residue on top of the tooth right here. And there's some real resin hardened knots in that log. Hopefully that's good if I can see it. I can't see you. This friggin' thing. We're filing up around the T, so yeah, you can still see it. To keep the file cleaned out. Cleaned up kind of, there we go. Alright, so that's it. That's 114 drive length full comp. See if I can show you what C's look like. So these are pretty mild C's. They're not super aggressive. It's prickly sharp. Wish that would focus in. Can't tell through my glasses how it's showing up. I hope it's showing up good. But they're all the way hit all the way through the gullet, side cutters, the whole 9 yards. So I'm just gonna show you real quick. Just gonna check the rakers real quick, really fast here. I'll show you what I use. They look and feel low enough when I'm cutting. So I use a progressive gauge. They look like this. If you want to search for them, they're Husqvarna gauges. Typically I use the hardwood setting on them and not the softwood setting. It's not even touching, barely touching. Alright, so there's no reason to go through them. It's just barely touching the top of each one right now. Not even touching, barely touching. But yeah, that's what I use. If I was you, I would not use these gauges because these little gaps wear out. The good thing about this gauge is it takes, make sure what you can see here. Okay. What it does is it takes the individual tooth down to the individual depth gauge, raker, drag, whatever you want to call it. It's got a hardwood setting and a softwood setting. If I put this on softwood right now, I bet I'm probably hitting on softwood. No, it's not. Barely. So these rakers are pretty far down. I'll probably hit these on the grinder. I can tell by the tops of them that I hit them on the grinder last time I ground this chain that was damaged. So what we're going to do, I'm going to leave it down for a minute. take it out, go back down, and we'll throw it on the mill quick. Sorry, this is going to get long, but we'll throw it on the mill quick and I'll make a pass. It's already fueled up. I'm already set at depth. But guys, this is where you had a lot of posts about washboard finishes and speed of cut, so on and so forth. Like I said, in this particular log that I'm cutting, I'm making 2 passes per log. Sometimes I'll run 2 mills. I got a 48 too, so I'll throw 2 36s on and run 2 mills at the same time to make 4 cuts per tank. So I'll run 2 off of one, fire the other one up, run 2 off with the other one, and just rip right through it. I didn't feel like pulling the other mill out today. It's a Saturday and I got bored sitting around, so this is where I'm milling over here. I don't know how long this is getting. Yeah, I'm at like 16 minutes, so it's plenty of time to make a cut. So see my log setup's just a hollowed out log there, and I'm just running 5/4 boards off. I'll show you the finish real quick, what I'm getting off these. You know, it's pretty smooth finish. And these are these knots are all hardened resin. You know, they're like epoxy almost now. It's a pretty old log. Getting nice planks off them though. Good figure, and they'll be used as siding. But let me get you set up here while I put this in the mill. Show you how I put it in the mill too. All right, it should stay there hopefully. I set my 5/4 with gauge blocks. You can see these are 5/4, 3/4. So I set the mill with that, so I'm always milling the same size. I always turn my screws out 12 quarter turns each, so it's easy to put it back in. And that's also so that I don't back the screws all the way out when I take it out of the mill. And then try to tighten it up as even as I can. If one side gets really tight first, then I'll back it off and tighten up the other side. But for the sake of this video, not going crazy long, just tighten it up and run one. Put this down, I'll flip you around. Get my headgear on. Okay, let's see here if I can get this thing to sit here. This little tripod thing is just weakened over the years. Do I trust that not to fall over? Better if I get it like that. Apologize, guys. I just got a chunk come out of it. Gotta get myself. This was just what was in my truck, so that's what I'm going with. Oops, can't do that. Sit right there, be perfect. All right, that looks good. All right, we'll fire it up and make a pass. self-feeding through the log right now. I'm putting no pressure on it at all. It's actually going. It's actually feeding a little bit too fast. Just let it cool off a second. I'll show you the log. It's a pretty cool grain on it. It's going to be nice siding boards. See the grain? Starting to blue out a little bit. There's a little bit of a soft spot right here. A little soft right here. Getting down in the bottom of the log. You can hear in the beginning, kind of sawed off. Kind of funny because there's so many different changes in direction of grain, and this stuff right here is like epoxy hard. One thing that you get some of these scallops in the finish, like right here, sometimes when you come in and out of these knots, and it was feeding kind of fast, so you can see like when it feeds nice and smooth, like right here, how smooth the finish is. I don't know if I can get something in there for scale so that it focuses in, but it's really super smooth. And then sometimes when you get in through these knots, you'll get a couple of scallops like right here. They're very, they're small. It's, and I hope it's showing up well on the camera, but it was also feeding really fast. And when it feeds really fast, it'll get scallopy too. So yeah, that's it. Sorry it got so long, 31 minutes. Take me 2 hours to upload this, but I'm actually going to pick this up so that I can clear right there. I could cut right through it and just finish this off. Probably just looking at it, one more tank of fuel, make 2 more passes, especially with that soft spot down there. That's not going to be much good. And then I got to cut some beams out of this one. You can see a bunch of white oak and beams over there. There's beams behind the maple over there. Just the log pile over here. Got elm and maple. Some more pine. I'm trying to get all the pine milled up. So yeah, that's it. I hope sharpening it like that shows that it's just, guys, there's no magic to it. It's not. You look down on top of this chain, everything's right around 10 degrees. It's no magic. It's semi-chisel, full comp. Missing a bunch of teeth. Let me show you so you can see here, missing a tooth here, here. This chain's been through the ringer here. This is Carlton chain, I think, isn't it? Yep, this is Carlton chain. But yeah, it's just that hard. It's not, I see this, all these guys ask, how do you sharpen? This guy's Dremel and this and special jig. If you end up with a tooth like this, keep sharpening it. And take the raker down. The raker will get in the way if you don't keep taking it down. Yeah, it's pretty much, I don't know if you guys can see, but kept them all in that 10-degree range. That one's a little steeper, right? Where is it? Right there. That one's a little steeper, closer to maybe 12 or 15. 10, 10. 10, and which one am I on? 10. That one maybe a couple degrees more than 10. It's hard. This one's almost 0. So they're not all the same. This one's 10. This one's probably closer to 12 or 15. This one's a little less than 10. The important thing is you get them nice straight across. You hit the whole edge and you hit the side cutter. It's about 10. Sorry, it's a funny angle because I'm not straight down on top. About 10. About 10. 10. 10. Maybe a couple degrees more looking through the viewfinder. 10, maybe a degree, no, I don't know. I can't tell with that one really through the viewfinder. 10, maybe 12, 15, maybe 12. Maybe just less than 10, a little more than 10. 10, 10, maybe 8, maybe 12, 10, maybe 12, 10, maybe 12, maybe just less than 10, 12, maybe just less, I can't tell, I can't see the cutting edge. 10, 10, 10, 12, 15 maybe. That one looks less than 10. But you can see they don't all have to be the same. You don't have to file them all perfect. You don't have to put the same amount of strokes on them. So hit me up if you have any questions. I'm going to finish this off and go do something different. See ya.